Guys, it's here. Whatever the devs have been working on, it's the Havoc game mode. This is a new game mode coming to Darktide, and it is an increased difficulty game mode. So I was initially worried when I just read through this. I was worried that it was going to end up like the system that was called Weaves in Vermintide 2, where players were separated into having to do these weaves sequentially, but it is not that. In fact, it is like a scaling difficulty system, like a ranked difficulty for playing Darktide, where you need to complete like challenge missions basically that have additional difficulty modifiers, and then at the end of each week you get rewards based on the highest level of content you achieve, kind of like a mythic dungeon if you've ever played World of Warcraft or something like that, where you get some loot for completing a higher level. And obviously there's also cosmetics and that sort of stuff to go along with completing these levels. So let me just break it down for you really quickly. I did read through it once, so this is going to be my best understanding of it. You have to be level 30 to access this game mode, and you have to have completed an Auric mission or a regular difficulty Maelstrom mission in order to be in here. And these Havoc missions, they have a scaling difficulty, so they have additional modifiers, negative modifiers that add into every run you do, and they have mutators, just like the mutators that we've had in the game before. The example they're giving is the infected 21st Mobians. Remember when there was that weekly event where the trash mobs, like you would randomly get ones that just had like double the health and had flak armor instead. So there's going to be 4 brand new mutators, I guess. That includes that one there. So there's 3 new ones. And what's going to happen is as you raise your Havoc level, which can go up to 40, you get more and more negative modifiers. And what they are saying is that, for instance, a order level 1 might reduce your toughness regeneration, and then order level 2, you'll get that plus something else. So these negative modifiers, they stack. And that is just insane to me. Like taking away stuff that we rely on to have like some of the most overpowered builds is really, really going to pose quite an interesting challenge. You need to beat like a mission on that Havoc order level to advance to the next one. And if you don't beat that mission, within 3 attempts, you get downgraded by 1 level. And apparently they are choosing, so like each Havoc order level, like level 1 will have the toughness, whatever. Level 2 will have the toughness thing plus something else. The modifiers are predefined, but the missions selected and the mutators applied will be unique and randomized. So, if you are playing with someone else and they're on the same Havoc order level as you, they might have a completely different mission available. When I initially read this, I was worried, but they do address it a little bit lower down. But these missions, there are 8 missions available, and they have been selected to be kind of generalized, to be average, more average experiences. What I mean by that is if you ended up with your mission being Clandestium Gloriana or Silo Cluster 1866A, those are really fucking hard missions that usually frag players in the first quarter of the mission. People die a ton. So those are hard. You wouldn't want that to be your random mission. So it seems that like they've selected missions that are more to the average of player experience, like success on higher difficulty levels. And yeah, so like your goal basically is to beat as many of these escalating challenges as you can to get your Havoc order level higher and higher and earn the approval of the new lady in here, Commissar Duquesne and her Mobian 53rd Steelheads. And in order, in doing that, you're going to get cosmetics, you're going to get resources and all that good stuff. It is a weekly based system. So what happens is every week you get rewards. As it's saying here, you get rewards based on your highest order, the highest level of a Havoc mission that you completed. And if you don't progress any order levels for a whole week, you will decay. So there is kind of like an incentive to play at least once per week, complete a Havoc mission so that you don't decay and you can keep your progress high. But that's not overly punishing. And you can join up with teammates. This was the thing I was really, really worried about, was that, okay, like say for instance, me and Tanner were playing and Tanner is at level 39 because of course, fucking Tanner, he's going to spend 15 hours a day playing this game. I'm at level 20. Well, I was worried that I couldn't even play with him until I get to 39, but he can just invite me to join his game. And then what happens is if we beat that 39, we both will well, he's going to rank up to 40. My personal rank won't change until the next week rolls over. I can continue playing my other games and I can get resources and rewards for completing that mission, but I won't get the reflected overall rank until the next week's rollover on Sunday. So, so I'll bump up to 39 that next week and I'll be able to start attempting challenges from there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that it does encourage you to group up and play this with people that you know. And this is also really good because the party finder, I don't know if no one fucking uses the thing, but it's beautiful. It's a lovely little system. I use it a lot when I'm grabbing people off of my stream because it's really easy to find me. You don't have to know my in-game thing. You just queue up and look for me. And this is really going to help, I think, with that. Hopefully people start using this system now that they're going to have a reason to play and look for specific mission types. Here's where they're saying that these 8 missions in the mission pool are sort of leveled in terms of difficulty, and yeah, they don't tell us anything else about the difficulties they're going to add to it, but they think we'll enjoy the ones we have planned. They're going to talk about it in a little bit closer to when they're going to release this. So I don't know when. They don't have any hints on where they're going to release, but the fact that they're talking about this now makes me think this must be a before the end of the year sort of thing. And this is the most interesting thing to me, this little sneaky bit that comes in here. So conditions will also be part of the mix for possible order levels for players to tackle, which means that okay, every 5 or so order levels that you go up, say at 5, 10, 15, there will be an additional condition, pox gas or lights out or ventilation purge, all those ones that we really fucking hate. Those will mix in and make the situation more complicated, which means the mutators that we're getting, like the Mobian infected 21st, that is not the same sort of thing. So those are conditions. We're going to have a possibility of 2 mutators on top of those conditions. So that could be a really, really hard situation if you had lights out and the 2 different mutators. And then this little sneaky note right here. Note, Ogryns will soon no longer be suffering from the dark. Now, my brain thinks of 2 things immediately. The first one is maybe I don't know enough about Ogryn lore, and they might actually have good dark vision, so they might not be as susceptible to lights out and stuff. But I think the more likely explanation is Ogryns, as far as I know, currently have no flashlights on any of their weapons, which means that they are saying we are going to get new Ogryn weapons with flashlights. So new Ogryn gun coming in. Awesome. Or something like that, right? And in the future, they're going to be rotating the missions out, so it's not always going to be the same 8 missions. Obviously, if there's new missions that come out, they're going to be added in, but operations like Rolling Steel are not going to be part of the rotation. And then finally, like I said before, the rewards are going to be like a weekly sort of chest reward for your progression. You are receive materials, mastery, just like normal games. You are just playing normal games, basically. And we're going to get frames, titles, and insignia, aka the good stuff people actually want. Obviously, there is a cosmetic set that you can earn through playing, but you don't need to be order rank 40 to earn it. Hopefully, there is something at order rank 40. I would have to assume there is. For us to aspire to probably a frame or a title or something like that, and that'll be like the new sort of Auric Storm Survivor to slap on there. So hopefully this is really hard. I would love if this was a grind that we can bash our heads into for a while. This is actually going to give me so much more incentive to play in the near term, because I was becoming it's been a month and a half since they told us anything about new stuff coming to the game. This is supposed to be a live service game. Where's the live stuff? So I am super excited to see this. Let me know in the comments if you are excited as well. Like and subscribe if you want to see more Darktide content in the future. And I appreciate you all for watching. Mr. E out.